Rule number one, don't do a video while wearing a shirt that's got some green in it when you have a green screen behind you. Yeah. You remember when I just told you today earlier, which you're going to see this video tomorrow, so let me just say yesterday, even though I'm doing it tonight. So the video I did yesterday about my foreclosure situation, I have sent numerous people to the lawyer that I use over the years because I found a great guy that was fighting his own foreclosure, and the lawyer saw what a good job he was doing and asked him to be his assistant and hire him. Fantastic. And naturally, when I do these videos, I make friends, I make contacts. I met Pastor Dowell a long time ago, watching some of his videos on YouTube. It blew me away that a pastor was saying the things he was saying about guns and rights and freedoms and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, the hell is this guy? Looks like an old military soldier. And sure enough, he was, old paratrooper. And anyways, I went up there, met him, went on the property, expecting to be surrounded by cult members. What the hell's going on here? And it was not like that. It was the most peaceful, nicest place I've probably ever been. Beautiful people. I'm just going to say that. That's a fact. So that was a connection I made. Pastor Dowell, we're friends. So naturally, if you know a friend that knows about something and you don't know that much about it, are you going to contact them? Sure. Absolutely. Who wouldn't do that? Oh, my buddy's a computer expert. Oh, my buddy's a whatever. He knows about plumbing, and so let me call him. Sure. So yesterday, as I mentioned, the same day I get the email of my own settlement, which was a fantastic settlement offer, I'm taking it, my own foreclosure. Prior to that, hours before, I get a call from Pastor Dowell, as I explained. Said, I got this sister here on the property. She ain't with her husband anymore, but they're still both owners of this house. They just got served foreclosure notice, 20 days to respond. She doesn't know what she should do because she got an email from this lawyer that she doesn't know, maybe her ex-husband hired or something, not sure, asking her to fill out this, power of attorney for them to deal with this, but also attached a quitclaim deed. I said, a quitclaim deed? Now that seems strange. Something don't sound right. Who's it made out to? Who's going to take over? Is it the husband? No. It says the husband and her are going to be quitclaiming it to this lawyer, his company. I said, I've never heard of that before. Why? What moron would take someone else's foreclosure and then say, I'll take all the rights and responsibilities as you've been served? Who would do that? This is insane. This is a law firm? Yeah. Send me the paper. Send me the email. She sends it to me. Sure enough, I'll be damned. Quitclaim to his company. But it's not the same company as the law firm. It's a different company, but the same guy, I think, runs the law firm, also runs another company. This is getting weird. I said, can I contact this guy? She said, yeah, here's his number. Here's the email he sent me. And I'm not going to be too personal with this at all, but where is it? Okay. Hi, this is so-and-so, the lawyer. And we spoke on the phone yesterday about the property that you own in Miami. Attached is the quitclaim deed for the property and a limited power of attorney because the bank started the foreclosure process a couple of months ago. I need the power of attorney so I can defend the lawsuit. The power of attorney is only in connection with the home and nothing else. As you know, both you and your husband, ex, have to sign both documents and get it properly notarized, but I am sending it to you first because you do not live in Florida. I understand this is a short notice, but if you could get this done as soon as possible and email me the signed documents and mail the original, I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or concerns, Please do not hesitate to call me, such and such. Thank you. Signed, Shyster Lawyer. So I said, do you mind if I give this guy a call? No, here's the email. So I contact the guy. He's busy. I'll call you back in an hour. Hour goes by, never hear from him. 3-4 hours later, he finally calls me at home. Oh, I can't wait to find out what on earth made this lawyer ask for a quitclaim deed to a house that is not owned by him and is in foreclosure. I couldn't come up with any reason. It made no sense to me. I know all about this stuff. I could not figure out what the hell was going on. So I contacted the assistant to my lawyer, which is the guy I normally speak with. Hello, listen, have you ever heard of this situation? He says, a quitclaim deed made out to the lawyer? Yes. He said, I don't, maybe he's going to drag this on for a couple, 2-3 years in the courts, and he wants to rent the place out in the meantime until he finally gives up or quits or whatever, and then the mortgage company gets the house back. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of, but I don't know why he'd want the responsibility. I said, I know. Doesn't make sense. He says, Joe, I don't know. I don't know. So, okay, so then the guy calls me. And I said, yeah, I was like, I'm a friend of them, theirs, and they're confused by the quitclaim deed. And I've dealt a little bit with foreclosures myself, actually. I've researched a whole bunch about it. I know all about it. And I've never come across this. Why on earth would you want to quitclaim this to yourself? He says, look, I'll be honest. It's past the statute of limitations. Bingo. You shyster son of a gun. You shyster, lawyer, rotten son of a gun. I'm sure you didn't tell them even once. Her or the ex-husband, even once. Hire me for a fee, and I'll fight this foreclosure for you. And by the way, based off the evidence I have about your situation, you're about to get your house free and clear because the statute of limitations has applied. It has been 5 years. It's over. The bank can go pound sand. It's done. You get the house. Statute of limitations. He never said that word to them once. So I called him on their behalf. I don't know this girl, honestly. I it's not like we're friends. But any friend of the people, Pastor Dowell's, and you guys too, is a friend of Jason at 4. He called me to ask about it. I had said, you don't have to respond. If she just doesn't care about the house, forget it. Just don't even respond to the lawsuit. They'll get the house, the bank. He said, yeah, she hadn't lived there in 2-3 years, and we don't even know if the ex-husband's in there. So don't worry about it. But after I left, I was going to lunch, so I was like, man, what is with that quitclaim deed? That was bothering me. And I'm eating at lunch with my friend, my same friend I always go to lunch with, Frank. And he's like, listen, he's married now, but he had a wife years ago, first marriage. It very rapidly didn't work out for him, and he told me this story and said, I had to do a quitclaim deed. It was my house. We just got married. I wasn't about to, split the house with her. We just got married, and then we got divorced like immediately. So I had to have her sign the quitclaim deed to me, and she did, and whatever. He's like, but that took her responsibility off of her and all back on me. So I'm like, okay, but I get it, but why would the lawyer want that responsibility on him? He's like, that's beyond me. I have no idea. But I've actually done one, he said, and that's how it went. I was like, man, I can't let this go. So I go back to work, do a little research on the internet, quitclaim. I'm trying to find this guy's name and anything. Nothing's coming up. Is this some kind of scam? That's when I called my lawyer friend and the assistant, and he's like, man, maybe they're trying to rent the property out for 2-3 years while they fight it. I don't know. That lawyer, I talked to him tonight, the lawyer that was going to represent them. You know what he tells me? You could tell her if since you're gonna talk to her, because she was real short with me. She like didn't want to talk and just kind of blew me off. And I was trying to tell her, I was trying to defend the against foreclosure and stuff and all that. But if you want, tell her I might be able to give her $200 or $300 in exchange for her signing that and getting it, because I got to take all the risk, and I may not get the house, and I may lose, and then I just I lose. So okay, so I contact her right after the phone call. You are not going to believe the situation you're actually in. This is fantastic. I may have not got my house because statute of limitations didn't apply, but I did get a settlement offer, and I took it. As you know, I sent that email today. Boom, see ya, out of here. Sign away, fast as possible. The original copy, it's in the mail tomorrow. Checks in the mail, signatures in the mail. This is a whole different story. Any type of debt, etc., related issue, if someone's coming after you for something that you owe them for, there is a statute of limitations that starts when you've tried to collect the money from them and they stop paying. That is day one. And just a little piece of information, just because I like throwing a bonus out to my subscribers. Let's say the statute of limitations for a credit card might be 7 years, might be 5. No, take that back. It's either 3 or 4 years, I think, for a credit card. Let's say it's 3 years, statute of limitations. And the bank tries to go after you after trying to collect, but tries to go after you through a lawsuit 3 years and a week later. Statute of limitations has come and gone. It's passed. It applies. Go pound sand. You get nothing. To the bank. Different example. 2 years has gone by. 2.5 years. They're trying to get the money from you. You decide, I got another job. I'm making a little money. Let me pay a little payment towards them. Let me try to help pay that down. You send them a payment. The statute of limitations starts from zero immediately by you sending that payment. Now they have another 3 years to file a lawsuit against you should you not continue to pay them. Each time you send a payment, the statute of limitation time frame starts all over. Little bonus. The beauty of this case, which makes it even more strongly in her favor to win, free and clear, is that the bank already tried to foreclose on her when she was with her husband, both of them, years ago. And in 2010, it was thrown out in court. The courts have been saying, as long as there was a first attempt, we can kind of stretch the statute of limitations things, just, for whatever reason. But if you've already done it once, it already went to court once, and it was thrown out or dismissed or whatever it was, 5 years from that time, you better file a lawsuit again and get your stuff together, banks. And in her situation, they did not. The second time has been 5+ years. It's over 5 years, and they just filed the foreclosure lawsuit. It's too late. A day late and $1 short for the rotten banks. I may not have gotten my house free and clear. I did get a settlement. But old JSNIP4 just may have, and I don't know where this is going to go yet, but just may have gotten somebody their house free and clear by using the same system that the banks get to use, that everyone in this country gets to use. The good old, I don't know if I should say good old, but court system, the judicial system. And as much as the courts love to bend over backwards for these rotten banks, and that normally we would throw it out for that. You didn't have that paperwork filed properly. We'll let it slide this time in the bank's favor. Go ahead and bring the case. And yeah. They love it. Always side with the banks. When a statute of limitations has come and gone, the statute of limitations is in your favor. I don't know any court that's going to say, well, you filed the first one, it got thrown out or dismissed. 5 years later has come and gone, and now I don't know how many months or how much time exactly past 5 years it's been, they decided to send out the foreclosure, actually fight it, file a lawsuit. Because in Florida, a foreclosure is a lawsuit you must reply to. If you don't reply, they get the house. So think about this. An uninformed person, normally speaking, just whoever, gets that notice, doesn't know anybody to even ask about this. Pastor Dowell can't call Jason at 4 because we never met. We don't know each other. He doesn't know what to do, and just tells her, I don't know what to tell you. And she decides, maybe I'll just sign this quitclaim deed over to this lawyer, let him deal with it, or I just won't deal with it at all, and I don't care, they can have the house. Being uninformed about stuff like this is unbelievable because of what's at stake. Not to say that everyone has to be uninformed or shame on you for being uninformed. No. Ain't no shame in nothing. Get informed, and thank God for the internet connections we make with people. I happen to have some knowledge about this. I happen to have some contacts about this. I've reached out. I've gotten my answers. I reached out to her lawyer, or the one that wants to take it from her. Shyster extraordinaire. He even told me on the phone, look, it's the statute of limitations is applied in this case, and that's what got me interested. And one key thing here is that the Supreme Court of the state of Florida is literally yesterday was supposed to be hearing this case, not this one, but cases like this, where the statute of limitations has stopped the banks from winning because they took too long, or the lawyer they hired didn't show up in court, and the judge dismissed the case immediately, and then again let time go by, too much time go by, before they got off their butts to do something about it, the banks, and then the statute of limitations applies big time. And they've been ruling in those cases, sorry banks, we can't bend the law this much. No. And that's what they're supposed to be ruling on right now as we speak. And I just searched Google to what's going on. Can't find anything on it yet. Don't know if they've made their decision or is it a matter of days, whatever. But she has 20 days, and so does her ex, to respond. And I told her at the very least, we can, and I'll help her, file an answer to the foreclosure. I've done my own personally, in case you're wondering. And in that answer, you reply, answer to such and such, this claim. Motion to extend time is your reply. Reasons why. I'm currently seeking counsel and seeing what my available options are. For that reason, I'm requesting. You might ask for 45 days. You may not get it. You can ask for 30 days. I'm sure you'll get it from the judge. But if you say 45, I think the judge may say, no, I'm giving you 30. So it's still okay. Even though you asked for 45, you don't have to re-answer, okay, give me 30. No. I think the judge will say, no, I'm giving you 30. Have a nice day. Which means you have whatever of the 20 days is left, plus an additional 30 days to file your real answer to the lawsuit. And in that time, I would assume we're going to find out how the Supreme Court of Florida is going to rule on this issue. And if they rule, we're going to allow these banks, because there's such a gluttony of foreclosures everywhere, we're going to break the law rules temporarily in favor of the banks so they get these houses. After receiving trillions of dollars in bailout money, TARP funds, 0% interest rate from the Federal Reserve directly. Go do what you want with it. Have fun. And we'll give you money Federal Reserve to the banks, will give you money, trillions, hundreds of billions easily. And then we want you to take that money and park it back with the Treasury or us or whatever, and we'll pay you interest on it. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You're going to give me money as a bank. I'm going to turn around, essentially give it back to you and or the Treasury. Same deal. And you're going to give me interest back on that money that I essentially got for free from you. Yes. When does the little guy, when does the citizen, when does the taxpayer, citizen, consumer, peasant, get a break? I'm hoping, and I don't smoke hopium, as you know, but for this time, I'll smoke a little hopium, and I will hope that the Supreme Court of the state of Florida says, look, we're not bending the rules for the statute of limitations. It's 5 years. If you can't file a lawsuit again in 5 years, you just need to go away. You don't even waste the court's time anymore. That's what needs to be said, to be honest with you. But I don't have much faith in our system. I can only hope that the very few good guys and real honorable judges see this for what it is and says there ain't a chance in hell we're ruling to let these banks bring it a second time past the statute of limitations of 5 years, and we're still going to allow them to No, it's over. That's what I want to see and I want to hear. It gives me great pleasure that I spent the time that I spent today and yesterday figuring out what was so weird and odd about this girl's case with this quitclaim deed. It makes me feel so good. Bankers, 0. JSNIP 4, 2. Take care.